Hey everybody, this is Larry. This is me going with Q3 of the weekly contest 479 total score of dungeon runs. Hit the like button, hit subscribe button, join me on Discord. Let me know what you think about this one. So this one is kind of tricky, but not so bad. But you just have to kind of figure out how to handle everything together. The way that I did it is just by two ideas, right? One is math. I don't know if that's a good idea, but the other is bookkeeping, right? Okay, so let's go over really quickly an example one, and I think the core part about this is just try to figure out how the math works out. And I honestly, during this one, I probably spent too much time trying to do this in my head instead of trying to do it like on paper. Where did my pen go? Oh, there it is. Yeah. So for one, we have damage of 3, 6, 7, and requirements of 4, 2, 5. And for this problem, they want you to solve it for this, and then this, and then this, right? And the way that I thought about it is, well, it's probably easier to build backwards incrementally than maybe doing this and then shift and then, I don't know, doing some kind of thingy, right? So then let's solve it from backwards, right? So that's the way that I attacked it. Well, here, what does this mean, right? This means that I create a new thing called new requirements, and this means that if I have a 12, then I get a point, right? And then now, and we only have one element, so that's pretty straightforward. It's because you take 7 damage, you get to 5 after 7 damage, you have to start with at least 12 or more. And then now with 2 elements, well, here you still, well, here, what does this mean, right? This means that you already took 13 damage, right? So that means that for you to get a point here, you need 18. For here, you only take 6 damage, so you need to get 8, right? So those are the requirements. So that means that depending on your starting point value, if you get 8 points or more, you have 1 point. If you have 18 or more, you have 2 points, right? That's basically the idea. And now, of course, we do the same thing, right? With the 4. And now if you have, I don't know why I changed it to 14. It looks like I changed it to 14. But yeah, the 5, what does that mean, right? Well, that means that you already took this much damage. So it's going to be 16 plus 5, so it's 21. The 2, we only took 9 damage, right? So it's going to be 11. And then the 4, we only took 3, so it's going to be 7, right? So that's kind of the idea. And then you, of course, and given it in this way, it's a little bit misleading actually, because these numbers do not have to be sorted. It just so happens that we all sort it because it's just how the numbers kind of go out, right? They don't have to be sorted, but that said, you can just sort them. It's not a big deal. You keep them sorted as you change, right? It's not a big deal, right? And once you have them sorted, which is why we care about them having sorted, then you just binary search for the starting point value, right? Because for example, if it's 12 and we are looking at this one, then we just go, okay, well, we binary search for 12. Well, we meet at least 2 of the requirements, so we have 2 points from that one. And that's basically the idea behind every one of this. And the idea here, of course, if you kind of just did what I did, would be n squared. That is clearly too slow. Otherwise, this is not an interesting problem, right? So then what can we do? Well, the way that I thought about it is that, okay, so if we look at the 5, as we said, we have the entire thing, right? But if you're incrementally speaking, what does that mean, right? That means that here, the 5, you start with 5, and then this just plus 6, plus 3, right? So maybe you start with 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 6 plus 3, right? And then here the 8, what does that mean? That means that it's going to be the 2 plus 6 plus 3, right? And so forth. I actually there are probably a couple of ways you can write this. Honestly, I think of using a segment tree or something like that as well. You can just kind of add x to all the numbers. But the way that I actually end up doing it is noticing that, well, all we have to do is just keep track of an offset, right? For example, here you start with 5, right? And then now you're offsetted by 7. So now it's going to be, well, in this case, it's not an offset, but it's just 12, right? And then now, instead of, well, now you have 12, and then you add the number 2 to, or you add the 2 to the list, right? But now you want to add 6 to both these numbers. So instead of actually adding 6, you just write plus 6, right? And then now when you add the next number, you have 4 to 12. And this is actually not quite precise. But here, instead of, you also have to add 3. So then this is plus 9, right? To only these two, and plus 3 to this one. So how do you keep track of that? Well, so to keep this plus 9, instead of this adding just 3, then now you just subtract it, so that if you add 9, it is equal to 7. So this is now -2, for example, right? And that's basically it. So then now, with this idea, you just keep track of this, keep track of the offset of all the numbers, and then when you add them in, you just kind of keep track of everything. And this is why I said that there's a lot of bookkeeping with this problem. And then after that, it's just using some kind of ordered data structure. In my case, a sorted list. It could be like a binary tree type thing. And that's it. That's basically my idea. Yeah, I kind of wrote it out here as well. So we start with a sorted list. We have an offset, which is dependent for everything. Total is just the score that we put at the very end, because right. So we start the requirement. We add the requirement in. We keep track of the offset, right? And then we add the offset. And then because basically everything inside now, we want to subtract this new damage to everything inside. So yeah. And then after that, because everything has been offset by offset, you binary search for the starting hit points. Offset by the offset. How did that happen? You do a binary search to see how many numbers are smaller than it, and then you just add it up, and that's it. Yeah, this is going to be O of n number of elements, O of n number of iterations, each one doing a two log n operations. So this is going to be n log n time, and n log n space, and that's it. That's all I have for this one. Let me know what you think. It's a lot of maths. The bookkeeping is easy once you kind of get the idea of how to figure out how to keep track of all these increments. But yeah, I definitely had a bit of issues on this one. It took me like 10 minutes. So yeah, that's it. That's all I have for this one. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. And you can watch me solve it live in the contest now. 4 minutes and I am just a disaster. All right, let's go. Damage and requirement, HP. I don't get it. What do we... Oh, if you start with... No, it's HP. Oh, it's suffix. Okay, so I thought it was the prefix initially. That's why I was like, don't we just sum it up normally? Okay, so score of 1 is we start from 1 and then go all the way to 2 is suffix. Okay. I mean, you just work the requirements backward. It's not that hard, but it's annoying for sure. Because then now it's just maybe goes with the... No, you can do that. You just walk the requirements backwards, right? So then now, yeah, like a real requirement, right? something like that. So then now you have currency. No, then okay, so then the minimum requirement of the last one is going to be just the requirement of I plus damage, right? And then the next one is this is going to be the suffix sum, the 13 and then 2. No. Yes, no. It's is it? Okay, let's work on it. Okay, let's work on it backwards. So then here the last one's gonna be 12. You need 12 to get 1 point, so that's the real requirement, right? The second one, it is going to be, I mean, maybe, but I don't know if this is the right way to do it actually, because then now, even if you have 2 real requirements, you take damage, right? So this, you take 13 plus 5, or yeah, so 13 plus 5 for this one, and then this one is just 2 plus 6, right? So then now you have 18 and it's like a binary search thing, maybe, and then it's 8, right? So okay, so then if we do the last one by itself, it's going to be 12. If we do it together, then it is 8 and 18, right? So then it is just the sum of, so all the previous numbers, right? And then just keep on adding them. I guess that's pretty straightforward, really. So then now you have 8 and 18, but then now you add 3, so it's going to be 11 and 21 plus 7, right? 7 for the 4 requirement. Okay, and then you just do a binary search on all of them, right? Yeah, because it's monotonic. Okay, that's not so bad. Yeah, okay. So then now, you could do it in reverse, right? So now you have sorted list, right? We want to, and then the total is just the prefix sum. Wait, is it? Well, now here it is plus 6 to all these. We could do it with a segment tree maybe, and just keep on summing. Is that, I mean, I guess that's annoying, but doable, right? For Q3, that seems pretty hardcore. Okay, let me pull it up. Do I do that way? Hang on. So, okay, so I start with 12, I add 8 to every number. Or conversely, so instead of adding 6 to every number, I just subtract 6 from every number. So now this is a 2, but with an offset of, no, this is 8, this is 12, with an offset of 6. No, that doesn't make sense, because then now this is just 8. Well, no, then you could insert 2 as you want it, with an offset of 6, maybe. But then now you have 2, 12 with an offset of 6. But then now it is now another plus 3. So then now this is going to be so this is going to be another offset of 4, right? No, 3. So then this is offset of 9 for these two. and then just 4, right? And maybe this is just 5. I have to keep track of the offset. I think that's the thing. Okay, so then you start with 5. Okay, so you insert 5, offset of 7, right? So now you, okay. So I mean, it's kind of what I was doing, but okay, offset of 7, right? So then now this is 2, but you want to keep track of the offset of 7. So you subtract 7 from here. So you have -5. Is that right? I guess that's right. But with an offset of 6 or 13 now? Right? Yeah, because then now this is equivalent to 8 and 18, which is what we had before. And then now we have this. We have an offset of 3. So then now we have requirement of 4. So this is going to be 1. But then now offset of 17, right? Maybe I'm off by 1, but I think that's right. I think this is actually 16, but okay, right? Okay, and each step of the way we do a binary search. Yeah, and we're okay, right? Well, the binary search is going to be, what is the binary search on? On the hit points minus offset, right? So yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, maybe. I don't know. I'm very slow today. Well, I mean, I got so many wrong answers. I'm trying to slow down a little bit, but yeah. Okay, SL dot add okay, I just say C for current is equal to requirement sub I. Now C minus offset, right? Offset we added by damage sub I, right? And I just print it, and it should hopefully print what we have here. -9 is actually not. Oh, I think I just did the math wrong, but I think -9 is probably right. It's offset of whatever, right? Because you have 4, offset of 13 is going to be -9. Okay. And then requirement is just, yeah, maybe. And then now what we want is binary search for HP minus offset. And okay, so good is equal to 011 is not right, is it? It's 211. Why is it 2? Did I do this backwards? Maybe. Because the requirement, what would I have for the requirement is -9. 11 minus the offset. Maybe the offset is too big. Am I doing this wrong? Yeah, something is really off. I'm really bad today. Offset is 16, which is what we expected. Okay. But then now how do we get 11 into it? 11 minus 16 is -5, right? -5 should be, oh, maybe it's just bisect right, actually, because it was exactly. Okay, 210 is what we expect. 01 is what we expect. So then we just have to sum it up, right? This is so slow. Hopefully no more wrong answers. Okay. I mean, I was taking my time because I was just, I've been wrong a lot, you know. But people were so fast on this one. I mean, I took a long time, but, well, power of AI, I guess. All right, Q4. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join me on Discord. Let me know what you think about this prompt, this contest, everything in between. Stay good, stay healthy, to good mental health. I'll see you all later and take care. Bye-bye.